Thank you very much, and welcome all of you at this last closing ceremony of the World Summit of the Nobel Peace Laureates here in Barcelona. Here with me, you can see 17 young delegates representing the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We define the Youth Declaration of the Summit as a commitment and an effective contribution of the young students of the 15th World Summit of the Nobel Peace Laureates. We work hard during these few days, demonstrating our will and our capacity. We cannot just imagine a future for our generation. We need to be the shapers of it, taking the responsibility for our action. This is much more important after the tragic moment occurred in Paris 2 days ago. Frustration and impotence cannot overcome our humanity. We believe in an active peace in which youth involvement is a fundamental milestone. We do not believe in a peace only on the charts, but on the action of the youth all over the world. Before giving the podium to these declarators, let me first of all thank the permanent secretariats and all the officials involved in this declaration, and its president, Ekaterina Zagladina. The Nobel Peace Laureates for their example in being actors of our dreams. To Luis Venturelli, our fundamental peacemaker. It would have been different without his incredible commitment. And lastly, to Giulia and Federico for their incredible support as friends and present leader of a future better world. Thank you very much.
Preamble to the Youth Declaration. The international student delegations at the 15th World Summit of the Nobel Peace Laureates want to affirm their collective contribution to demonstrate the youth's total engagement in achieving the most important global priority of our time, peace for all. Young people need to learn about, implement, monitor, and review the following global solutions through a neutral arena in which they can freely discuss ideas with committed leaders. According to this fundamental position, we believe in the support of the Nobel Peace Laureates as real examples of peace leaders, and of the Permanent Secretariat of the World Summit of Nobel Peace Laureates as the most suitable hub for this discussion of youth stakeholders. This final declaration represents a milestone engagement for present and future generations of youth actively involved in the World Summit. It is framed by the newly ratified Sustainable Development Goals, in which we believe the following.
1. No poverty. To eradicate the social and economic disease and construct that is poverty, through the immediate and effective implementation of the fundamental basic human rights of all. This can be achieved by proper access to housing, drastic improvement of education on all levels, equal opportunity and the environment for employment, the eradication of hunger, basic access to sanitation, and a safe environment in which to live.
2. No hunger. As following to end hunger, we want to inspire and encourage our generation and the one to come to stand on the right side of history by adopting sustainable, efficient, flexible, and creative initiatives which educate and raise awareness about nutrition and agricultural development in local communities worldwide.
3. Good health and well-being. We call to action all the governments and organizations across the globe to implement affordable access to high-quality health care for every individual and to focus on preventative measures, including education, the abolishment of life-threatening weapons, and the establishment of nurturing social and natural environments.
4. Quality education. We call on youth to advocate for increased government spending on education for example by defunding the military, and to support and empower each other to ensure that every person, regardless of identity, has an education that enables them to achieve their full potential as global citizens who thrive in the modern economy, and can thus contribute to the realization of all sustainable development goals in their own country and the world.
Number 5, gender equality. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, regardless of gender or sexuality, accomplished through education and institutional policies. 6, clean water and sanitation. Recognizing the challenges relating to lack of universal access to clean water and proper sanitation, particularly in developing nations, and their impact on global public health, the environment, and community building. The role of youth will be to address the obstacles in implementing and managing clean and sustainable water resources, and educating communities regarding proper sanitation practices and efficient, environmentally friendly water usage to prioritize the protection and health of current and future generations.
Clean and affordable energy. Number 7. Governments shall devote more time and money, as well as make it easier for new businesses to explore or create affordable, sustainable energy to help rid the dependence on fossil fuels and create new jobs.
Number 8, decent work and economic growth. We fully believe in the right of equal access to a dignified source of income, and therefore we call all youth and individuals to action to protect this right by applying economic pressure through consumer boycotts, demonstrations, or any other peaceful and lawful means in order to pressure all economic actors who ignore international standards and prioritize their profits over the well-being of laborers.
9. Innovation, infrastructure, and industry. Due to the use of modern means of transportation and new technologies, distances worldwide are shrinking. The gap between nations in reference to their developments and standards in industry, innovation and infrastructure, though is not one that can be bridged in the same way. We, as the generation of the future, have to realize that our individuality is what we all have in common. We should not only accept this diversity, but make the most of it. By bringing together all our talents and personalities in order to achieve a steadily growing development, we have the possibility to really make a change in the future, not only of nations, but of people.
Number 10, reduced inequalities. Financial inequality, ongoing colonization, refusal of reconciliation, institutionalized and non-institutionalized discrimination, and the disparate distribution and development of agricultural and medical resources are just a few of the challenges concerning the reduction of inequality. The role of youth is key to the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals through raising awareness and constantly learning. An effective preliminary solution for eliminating these social constructs is to encourage the unconditional appreciation of all human life.
Number 11, sustainable cities and communities. As a young congregation, we expect our generation to be aware of the necessary changes that cities, communities, and human settlements require in order to be safer, more inclusive, and sustainable, and thus be able to face the challenges that come with the collective and participatory actions that are needed to improve transport systems, housing conditions, and green public areas.
Number 12, responsible consumption and production. We believe that the youth should make responsibility an essential part of their everyday life.
Innovating and connecting the concept of consumption and production in order to return to a natural harmony on our planet.
Number 13, climate action. We, the youth, acknowledge and resolve that climate change is detrimental to the whole of humanity and that member countries of the UN should take the following actions or measures to solve the problems of climate change. Reduce carbon emissions, fund green energy initiatives, set up national institutions that will deal with the climatic situations, allocate about 10% of their budgets to solve climate change, establish legislations for the conservation of forests, train people to be experts in solving or dealing with climate change, and the youthful generation should be the driving force because we will inherit the world that is at risk.
Number 14, life below water. Life started in water, and if it stops there, it will stop everywhere. It is thus a humanitarian imperative to take sustainable and preserving measures to protect all life below water and water itself.
Life on land. Sustainable peace and environmental stewardship go hand in hand. Humankind depends upon the collective and responsible use of all resources, such as forests, minerals, and land.
Peace, justice, and strong institutions. We want to protect, and we want to be protected. We want to listen, and to be listened to. We all commit, to creating a culture of peace that will be achieved through equal youth representation in trustworthy and transparent institutions, promoting equal justice.
Partnerships for the goals. We need global partnerships that, through monitoring and evaluation, promote the good use of resources, fair trade tariffs, proper financial allocation, successful implementation of technological capabilities, international support and relations, and the empowerment of local people. There needs to be a significant increase in the representation of people from developing countries in significant global events, such as this one, in order for truly inclusive dialogue to take place.
In conclusion, we reaffirm the example of Nobel Peace Laureates in achieving all of the possible and seemingly impossible outcomes for our diverse society towards a common global community in which peace exists for one and for all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like now to call to the podium Mr. Yasuhiro Aoyama, Executive Officer of Mazda,